Hey YouTube, this is Delace1111 and I'm back. What do we have here? We have the two of the best outliners on the market. On the right hand side we have the Wahl Detailer trimmer, and on the left hand side we have the historically famous and always reliable heavy puncher, heavyweight champion of the world. We have the Andis Outliner. This is a classic battle between two brawlers. Where should we go? Some barbers, hairstylists, and hair product people will always say that the Wahl makes a better machine, and a lot of people will vouch that Andis is the only way to go. Put your money on this person and you will always win. Well, let's get into it. And after all, this is my own opinion, people, so please take it with a grain of salt and let's get into it. We will start with the Andis Outliner. Why are trimmers so popular, and why do people have such a hard time choosing which trimmer is best for their needs? Well, let's go back and give a little bit of backstory about the trimmer and how it came about. The trimmer was the first electric alternative to the razor. Barbers needed something that was a little bit less tedious to work with or faster in their trade, and this proved to be one of the go-to options that they had, because apart from using an electric trimmer, they would have to shop, maybe even sharpen or polish their razors to prep them for a cut. With this, it was much more rapid. They always had electricity, and they always had a good machine that was powerful for the job, made it a lot simpler in their life, and a lot more consistent as well, because once you place it against the skin, the trim cut or the level of hair removed will be consistent, so you didn't really have to worry about cutting people. It was a safer option, and I think that that's what really made the trimmer solidify its place in the history of hair cutting and styling. So I think Andis started out with the trimmer. I think it made its first appearance on the market somewhere around the 1940s. About 10-20 years later, Andis actually came out with the T-blade, which you see right here mounted to the outliner. The T-blade is wider than the original one, and it actually lets you get into places because of this little relief on the side, and places that were tight around the ear and underneath the neck and around the lips and the mustache and stuff. So it was a really great design, and it really took off, and I think Andis probably sells more T outliners than regular outliners. What else can I say about it? Not long after that, Andis actually came out with a similar model. It was called the Styliner, which was a little bit longer. Some of the attributes or characteristics of this machine is that this switch right here, I think, is probably one of the most genius things that they made on it. Later machines came with a little wing on it, a longer little tab on here to make turning off and on a little bit easier. But I think that this model, this is an older model, I think that this model is actually one of the best things. And even with the newer one, first of all, nothing gets hung up on it, so the cape or the neck strap or the Velcro won't get caught up on it. It's hard for a ring to get caught up on it, or a glove, or latex glove, or rubber glove, or what have you, or even the comb to get unstuck underneath there. So that's one of the pretty good designs of this machine that I like about it. Again, the construction is pretty solid. I mean, I've dropped this thing several times, and the only thing that'll break on it is actually the teeth on the comb. I have noticed in the past and with other machines that if you tighten down these two screws right here, you could fracture or create a hairline fracture inside the housing of the outliner. Apart from that, this machine can cut through pretty much anything. When the blade is adjusted properly, it cuts like a charm. It features a magnetic engine in it, so it runs really well, but I do find that sometimes it can be loud, and you get that sound, and it does heat up. It heats up pretty fast. I think that most barbers can attest to the fact that it does heat up really fast, and a lot of barbers will actually trim off part of the housing, primarily to get around the ears, and to also aid and help the ventilation, so that it can help cool off the trimmer when it's running. It's an all-around pretty perfect machine. I think that most people will get one of these handed down from their father, an uncle, maybe even a grandfather. So I think that this is how most people come about having their first trimmer. It's a great machine, and I think that it's going to be here for a long time, even with the advent of the lithium the lithium battery powered cordless machines. I think that this is still going to be people's preferred choices, also because of the cost, the factor the lithium machines cost a lot more. The length of the machine is pretty perfect. It's pretty good. You can hold it in your hand and you have a firm, full grip on it. So I like that as well. And you have these ribs on it right here that actually help with the positioning. It's actually something that you'll want to have on your machine, because you can actually hold it, and you know, it's reassuring to know that your finger is wedged in between two of these ribs, and even if your hands were greasy or slippery or whatever, or you had some type of coating on it, you know that once you have it locked in, you have it locked in. So that's a great feature too. So it's pretty good. It's high quality. We got a steel of some sort, blade. I guess it's carbon, and it's good for almost everything. It's good for dry shaving. You wouldn't want to have this wet when you're shaving. It's good for contouring, and it's heavy duty cord. This cord, I've had several outliners, and all of the cords are really great. None of them have cracked on me, and none of them have dried out on me. So shout out to Andis for that. With that said, I think that this is a perfect choice for people to start off with, and yeah, you can find parts for this almost on every website that you're looking for. So the availability and the readiness and the quantities is really great out there. So I think that this is a great machine. And yeah, if you guys are looking for an outliner, T-outliner, this might be right for you. Now let's get into the detailer. Next runner-up is the Wahl 5-star series detailer with its T-shaped precision blade, adjusted for zero overlap. I really like this. When I have to go on my box, I carry both of these, but I can't lie, my eye is drawn to the burgundy. They both sport burgundy, but one has a little bit more burgundy than the other. And I'm from a place called Little Burgundy. I can't lie, I actually reach for the outliner, the Wahl detailer 99% of the time. What I like about this is I like the blade about it. I can't lie. The blade seems to help me get things a lot more crisper. There will be an argument here in the short near future of barbers saying that they prefer one blade over the other, and I just find that this blade is way more precise, and it helps ease things when you're doing a lineup. So I definitely like this Wahl blade over the Andis blade. So the things I really like about this blade, or some of the pros and cons of this blade, is that you know, it's style alone. If we're gonna just judge these two on style, you be the judge. Which would you say is more stylish? Which one would you think of as more innovative, more modern? I think we'll all agree that the detailer is definitely a beauty, while the outliner is a beast, and it's a hard hitter. But style aside, I like the motor actually. The motor in this is it's a rotary motor, but it really runs way quieter and way smoother than the outliner. It cuts crisp and sharp lines. It's relatively lightweight compared to the two of them. Some of the things that I've heard other barbers, when I discuss this machine with other barbers, is that they find that this machine can irritate people's skin because, I guess because it's so sharp that it can actually do some damage, and that's one of the concerns that most barbers would have, is actually hurting their client. Barber's oath is to do no harm, and I think that if this is creating harm, then you have some issues to contend with. This blade, I'm always careful not to drop or nick or even push up against anything, because I'm afraid that these teeth, because they're so thin and they're so sharp, can bend and actually break. So unlike the outliner, which is tough and sturdy and is a brawler, I find that this is a little bit more flimsy or more delicate. That's probably why Wahl has provided a guard with this machine in the box. With that said, there are a few accessories that come in the box when you buy this machine, which makes it an actually valuable tool to use, because if you're cutting and you actually lost or broke or damaged one of the other guards on your Andis or your Senior, you can always replace it temporarily with one of these ones. So, you know, and it's really easy to apply them. You just clip on like that. It's not really fussy or anything like that, and you can get away with using this temporarily for small jobs, and I think that that makes it a really great addition to what this machine is already capable of doing. Again, now, so the grip is all right. It's not as reassuring as the Andis. It's really slick, it's really smooth. You only have these ribs along the side that you can actually grip onto. You have this relief right here, this contoured relief right here on the top that you can actually put your finger on, and it's sort of like engineered so that you can actually pinch both of these. There's one on the back side and there's one on the front side, which you can actually pinch and hold, and you actually get it's actually well designed. It's really ergonomic, and I really like that. Again, the color the color is definitely one of the sellers. I don't want to harp on that alone, but I do, and I do like the chrome on the side as well. It's really nice, and size wise and length wise, they're pretty much they're nearly the same length. One is probably a ½ inch a little bit longer than the other one, but overall they do fit really well in your hand. This one just has extra, and this one is, you know, bare bones minimum. What you need is, that's all you need. The switch on the back, however, I have found while cutting hair sometime that I did accidentally click this little toggle switch right here and turn the machine off by accident. So that's one thing that kind of, you know, is kind of a concern when cutting hair. But again, it's sort of placed off the body and right at the back where the cable is. So the cable actually protects it and sort of plays the devil's advocate with trying to stop accidentally turning the machine off while mid-use. So that's pretty good. It's elegant and it's stylish. It's powerful enough to do the job, and it doesn't get hot it doesn't get as hot as the Andis. I've used this probably up to 15, maybe even 20 minutes at times if I'm just going to go and clean off the skin below the fade and do up around the ears and do it all in one shot, and I don't find this machine gets hot at all. I really like that feature. Again, it comes with some guards. It comes with a 1/16, 1/8, and a 1/4 inch guard. It comes with a little oiler and a little cleaning brush. So those are a couple things that you guys should take into consideration when you're looking at it. But overall, I think, you know, in this comparison, I know that a lot of people do comparisons on these two machines right here. You know, and the reviews vary. I think older, and I don't want to say older, let's go with more seasoned barbers will always go with the Andis, while new breed of barbers will probably lean towards the detailer. For your money, I think they're both great purchases. I don't suggest one over the other. I think that this is going to be based on personal preference, and, you know, in my humblest opinion, I think that both of these machines are really top. It's not as popular as the Wahl isn't as popular as that, but if this is a popularity contest, then I guess Andis would win. But if you're looking for something that's reasonable, this gets reasonably hot. This one stays reasonably cold. This one is reasonably powerful. This one is also powerful, but this one is way better. This is reasonably loud. This is reasonably quieter. So it really comes down to your bank. None of the two machines will break your pocket, and I think that, you know, you guys really should consider both of them. Maybe get down to the shop and hold them and check them out, or if you've got a buddy or a friend or, you know, a barber who has both of the machines, maybe you can borrow them for a day or so and use them before you go investing all your money in it. These are definitely machines you have to have inside your arsenal. Again, this one is a little heavier, this one is lighter, this one is, you know, this one is a big gun, and this one is a silencer. You know, they both have their own place in the world, but you know, you've got to pick right, and you know, I'm sure you guys will do so. So, who is king? Well, I think they're both king at doing what they do best. You know. So, with that said, guys, I just want to thank you guys for watching. This is DeLacy 1111 with the 2 knockout trimmers. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you guys have any questions, hit your boy up. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Hey, yo, shout out to all my subscribers. It's all love. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so now. Don't forget to hit the little notification button to be notified when I upload my next video. I just want to give you guys a big thank you. Straight from DeLacy 1111. Thanks for watching. I'm out.